Friends, it is back. It is back. Welcome to 12 Days of Honor, the third year that Honor is doing 12 Days of Gains / 12 Days of Honor. Whether this is your first year shopping Honor, if you just heard about us during Black Friday, or if you've been here for forever now, I am quite positive that you've heard of 12 Days of Gains. Back in 2023, Honor was the first ever activewear company to do a activewear advent calendar. It quite literally broke the internet. So now that we are back for the third year in a row, I not only feel so blessed to have been working with Honor for this long to be able to participate in something like this. They decided to rebrand 12 Days of Gains to 12 Days of Honor, which I think is just so fitting because this year so many product lines have been added. We also introduced Honor pillars of lift, hybrid, rest and recovery, as well as stretch. So because Honor encompasses all forms of movement, it was just so much more fitting to introduce the last capsule as 12 Days of Honor. We have so many new colorways, so many new pieces in all sorts of product families to really just encompass movement and to celebrate you moving your bodies. So with that being said, the way that 12 Days of Honor works is that every single day for, at this point, the past 6 days, Honor has introduced a new color as well as pieces in that colorway. And once the 12 days is, up, then the entire capsule is available to shop. So there are 4 color families. At this point, we have seen 2 of the color families, and I can't wait to take you guys through the rest. You'll have probably already seen these colors through my Vlogmas series. So if you have been watching, thank you so much. I hope that you've been enjoying it, that you've been loving it. We are now on episode 6, which is so exciting. So as you can probably tell by how the rest of the series is going to go, on day 12, which is the final day of Vlogmas, I'll be posting days 7 through 12, seeing as this is days 1 through 6. 12 Days of Honor launches on December 11th at 11 a.m. Central Time, and there is early access depending on which Honor U tier that you're in, so definitely make sure to check your emails. But instead of doing like a typical launch detail section like I normally do, I'm just gonna take you guys through days 1 through 6, posting color comparisons, fabric comparisons, as well as everything that is launching within that day as I talk about them. Measurements, sizing will be somewhere up here on the screen. And if you wanna skip to a certain day, then timestamps will always be down in the description. If you find my content helpful and wanna see more of these videos, then shopping via my support link right down here and using code Tracy supports me, lets the team know that you love my content and that you wanna see more of me. Let's officially dive into days 1 through 6 of 12 Days of Honor. All right, friends, welcome to day 1. We have Miss Fiery Red, a new red to Honor, and I love her. She is so bright, so vibrant, so fiery, as some may say. I'll go ahead and put color comparisons, but this color to me is very similar to Muscle Mommy Red. So if you don't have that colorway from the 4th birthday collection, this would be very, very similar to that color. And shout out Honor, they actually posted color comparisons as well. So I'll also post that somewhere up here for you to see. The pieces that are launching in this colorway are going to be what I'm wearing right now, obviously. So the SoftMotion halter neck short all-in-one, as well as a raw lounge set. So we have a zip hoodie as well as the straight leg pants. They're launching in both fiery red as well as washed black. I don't have the raw lounge pieces to show you guys because I only selected this to review, seeing as it is new. Let's talk details about this new piece. We have the SoftMotion halter long all-in-one, and I was like, that'd be so crazy if we launched a short one. And guess what? She's finally here. I'll go ahead and post measurements, comparisons, things of that nature on the screen for you to see, but I did go ahead and compare this to the SoftMotion halter mid vest, and then just the general measurements as well. And what I noticed is that the actual neckline is not the same to the halter vest. That one was more of a like soft V-neck where it actually had a point at the end. Both the short and long SoftMotion halter bodysuits have more of a scoop neck, which is a lot more similar to the SoftMotion minimal halter bralette that we've seen. Just keep that in mind. Very much narrow chest friendly from what I've seen. Like I'm not gaping whatsoever in this. So if you are narrow set in your chest, then you should be good to go here. Otherwise, all details are pretty much the same to the long halter all-in-one, except for it's, chopped off and everything. It has a halter neck strap, built-in shelf bra with removable cup pads, and these pads are still going to be the thinner ones that we've been seeing. Shelf bra extends all the way to the back right here, and then the seam is kind of like halfway down your back, does not affect my lats whatsoever, so I still have great range of motion. And as we can see from the front, it's completely flat, so we're not gonna have a waistband seam or anything like that. No front seam as per usual. And then the bottom hem right here is very, very stretchy, so if you do have thicker thighs, no need to worry about anything digging in. We also have a tapered glute seam as well as a separating glute seam that goes right down the cheeks, as well as the Honor embroidered logo right in the center right there. But yeah, this is super flattering. I love how it looks, and this is very much true to size. There is no excess fabric, no wrinkling or anything, so I would definitely say to stick true to size. If you are a different size from your top versus bottom size, I would say to go with your smaller size. So that way it's just, you know, more form-fitting instead of having like excess fabric anywhere. And then generally speaking, if you have a smaller bust and are in between, I would say to size down. If you are larger busted, then I would say to size up if in between, because again, the only thing that is keeping this up really and giving you that support is going to be in that neck strap as well as the bottom band right here. And this all-in-one does settle a little bit whenever you're walking in it and moving around in it after a while. However, it doesn't settle as low as the long all-in-one, because with that one, there was just so much more fabric, obviously, seeing it as it was long. Whereas, like I said in my other review, with this being shorter, there's just not that much material to have it be settling that low on you, which is why I love this so much more. But yeah, starting off 12 Days of Honor with a freaking bang. Let's continue. Now for day 2 of 12 Days of Honor, we have a returning color, and that is Miss Espresso. This was one of the first ever colors that launched in 12 Days of Games from 2023. It's come back since in Pause and Recharge, and then we're seeing her once again for 12 Days of Honor in newer pieces. As we can see, color comparisons are posted up here for Miss Espresso, as well as any fabric comparisons that I have. The pieces that are launching in this colorway are going to be the SoftMotion jacket, strappy mid vest, which is a restock, SoftMotion straight leg pants, the puffy tote that is launching in a new colorway, SoftMotion contrast scoop back bralette, as well as the contrast scoop back all-in-one. The puffy tote, SoftMotion contrast bra, as well as the all-in-one are also launching in black. Let's go ahead and talk about this bra, because again, we've already seen the straight legs, so this is going to be restocking. However, this bra is newer. It's modeled after the current SoftMotion scoop back bralette, but obviously it has the fun little piping details. If you guys have been seeing Honor's posts as of recent, they've been layering their sports bras, which I think is just so fun. And I've been waiting for Honor to do some sort of like, maybe not print, because Honor is like a solid girly, you know, we keep it classy, we keep it elegante. However, the piping is just so fun. I love me a cutie little piping detail. I'll go ahead and put comparisons, measurements, and things like that up here on the screen for you to see, comparing this to the current SoftMotion scoop back bra, because the measurements are a little bit different. What we'll notice is that the straps are a little bit longer, the center is a little bit thicker in front and back, and I think the actual bust is a bit wider as well. So what I'm finding is that this bra is actually running a tad bit big. I'm getting a little bit of gaping right here, and then I just don't feel as held in as the current scoop back bralette does. However, I will say that I get a lot less under boob riding up in this bra, because as we know, this bra does not have a dedicated bottom band, and I'm thinking that the piping right here is helping a little bit, just because we do have a seam running all the way across the bottom right here, so it's acting as a little mini band. But because this bra is running just a tad bit big, I still am getting that little bit of ride up. I should have put color comparisons for this as well, but I believe, I might be wrong, I'll put it up here for us to see, but I believe this color is actually cool brown, which we haven't seen in a really long time actually. So if you do have the Effortless cool, or just any cool brown color in your wardrobe, then this bra would go beautifully with those bottoms. Aside from that though, this bra does come with removable cup pads, as we know, and then the back is just going to feature that lower scoop back detail right there with Honor embroidered in the center. This is going to be a low compression bra, and because it runs a tad bit big, I would say that if you're in between sizes, to go on and size down in this. For day 3, we have Honor's first ever knitwear collection. I'm so excited for this, you guys. What the heck? I love that they're expanding into all these different product lines. So we have Miss Rosewood as well as light gray marl. So I'll go ahead and put red color comparisons on the screen for you to see, as well as fabric comparisons too. But I obviously have the Rosewood lounge set, and this is launching in the knit zip mid hoodie, the knit slouchy hoodie, knit slouchy straight leg, the knit crew neck sweatshirt, as well as a soft beanie. We do have a couple of mellow rib pieces to accompany this as well. And so we have the mellow rib Honor embroidered vest, as well as the embroidered mid vest, which I do not have. I only have the knitwear to show you guys. But let's start off with the sweater. I'm currently wearing a size extra small, and this is meant to be a more slouchy fit. So I don't find it to be oversized, but it is definitely more slouchy. The crew neck has dropped sleeves, meaning that the armhole is lower than where your shoulder naturally sits. So as you can see right here, a wider sleeve that kind of tapers into the wrist. The wrists and the bottom hem do have this like ribbed cuffed feature, which I love because it just naturally allows for it to fold up into itself instead of sitting like really baggy, which it can. Like you definitely could have it like this if you wanted to, but you also have the option of tucking this underneath itself if you wanted to. Sleeves aren't going to be crazy long either. They hit like right over my thumb, not enough to cover my entire hand, but definitely a good length to where if you wanted to pull it all the way way up like this, then you do have a little bit of like bagginess right here. We also have this Honor woven patch branding on the left-hand side, and that's going to be the only branding that we have across both of these pieces. Now the fabric itself, I'll go ahead and put pictures, close-ups, montages, fabric blends up here for you to see. But if we go ahead and like stretch this fabric, it is very, very forgiving, has great four-way stretch, very soft as well. So I don't find this to be like a very itchy knitwear at all. I get very sensitive for like itchy knitwear, and this I wore for Thanksgiving actually all day, and it held up great. It was super comfortable, didn't get any sensitivity or anything like that. But if we turn to the back, there aren't going to be any details there, making this hem go all the way down. It does go like right past my glutes in a size extra small. For sizing, just stick to your normal top size, and it should kind of have this like slouchy, more lived in type of look. But of course, with lounge pieces, you could choose to size up or down depending on how you want the piece to fit. Just tucking this up into my bra. But for this next piece, we do have the knit slouchy straight legs. I'm wearing an extra small short length, and guys, this is so comfortable. I honestly just love how this fits. It's kind of like a sweater, but just in straight leg form. You're going to have a thicker ribbed waistband right here with adjustability in the drawstrings as well. Two side pockets, and just look at the detail of this. I love that the ribbing also extends all the way to the pocket opening too. You do have, once again, the Honor embroidered logo on the left-hand side, and then at the bottom, the hem is also going to be ribbed as well. This is what I'm saying. Like, I just love all of these like little ribbed details all over the straight legs. It just makes for such like a cohesive fit. And once again, this is going to be a wide leg jogger, so very flowy, very comfy. There's not going to be any sort of like snatching at the butt or anything before it flows all the way down. It's just going to be straight leg all the way. I am wearing this a bit mid-waisted, and this hits the floor like almost perfectly. If I wanted to pull this up a little bit higher, then it is going to be floating above the floor a little bit. So if you're wanting this to have just a little bit more length, then you can either choose to wear it a bit more slouchy or size up in length. Because I personally like just a little bit of drape, not to like be mopping the floor, but if I were to wear shoes with this and wear it out, then I would want the hem to be touching the floor. So it's not that it runs short per se, it just kind of depends on your preference. So all in all though, I would say that these are true to size. If I were to just kind of like release this and wear it untied, then it naturally wants to sit like mid to low waisted, definitely below my belly button. And then the length on me, once again, is like barely floating above my foot. So stick true to size in your waist size, a ton of stretch so you don't have to worry about it being like really tight or loose. And then as for the length, you could stick true to your normal length size or size up one if you are planning on wearing it with shoes and whatnot outside of the house. And if you're in between waist sizes, you could just go either way depending on how you want the piece to fit. All right, friends, so that takes care of it for like the red brownish color family. We are moving on to blues now. So for day 4, we have Miss Arctic Blue. Not this is Ocean Blue. Day 5, we're talking about these today. So Arctic Blue, I'll post color comparisons at the end of the blues because I have, you know, these to talk about as well. But for now, I'll post fabric comparisons of Arctic Blue for you to see. Pieces that are launching in this colorway include the Effortless halter neck bralette, EasyLift ultra minimal bralette, EasyLift bandeau, the new Effortless flare, Effortless shorts, as well as the classic oversized long sleeve t-shirt. And the Effortless flares also launched in black, true blue, and coal. So let's pan this down and talk about this piece. Alrighty guys, so these are going to be the Effortless flare bottoms. I'm wearing a size extra small short length. I feel like I usually pick short length in flare bottoms anyway, so this is pretty much in line with how I normally size. So I'll go ahead and put measurements and all that jazz for these bottoms because they measure pretty similarly to just like regular Effortless bottoms in terms of the rise, waist, things of that nature. Literally all the details are the same other than the flare. So we're gonna have that 2-tier ribbed waistband that is tighter up top in order to snatch you up. No front seam, 360 contour design that goes across your glutes. And then of course you have the signature glute seam as well. And these are going to be a legging all the way down to the knee. And then once you go past your knee is when it starts to flare out. You can actually see that right here at the seam where it starts to kind of like taper out as opposed to just like regular Effortless leggings where the seam just goes all the way down straight. This is gonna flare out on the inner portion of the leg in order to give you that little flare moment right here. But on me, this length is pretty good. I don't find this to be too short, too long, or anything like that. And as soon as I wear platform shoes with this, I feel like it'll be the perfect length. So I also went ahead and compared this to the unified flares as well as the SoftMotion flares. So I'll go ahead and put those graphics and just like any B-roll that I have for you to see, but they actually measure pretty similarly aside from like the actual shape of it, because the SoftMotion flares as well as unified flares are a lot wider like in the leg area, whereas this is truly like a legging, and then the flare only starts whenever you get down past the knee. The flare portion for the unified and SoftMotion flares also starts above the knee, whereas once again the Effortless ones start like right at your knee. Inseams and everything else otherwise though are going to be pretty similar to this. And then the logo on the back right here, it's actually way at the bottom right there in the back, so it's not going to be anywhere else. I feel like the leggings typically have it on the side anyway, but this is going to be like near the bottom, which is definitely a bit interesting, but it is still going to be the engineered logo. Other than that though, my only concern with this for gals who have larger calves is that the flare might be a little bit small on you, because I definitely do not have the largest calves by any means. However, I definitely feel the back of the legging already hitting my calf a little bit. So if you do have larger calves, then I would be a bit wary of that. Otherwise though, I do find these to be super flattering. I've never worn a flare to the gym before, but I mean, this will give me a reason to, so I'm definitely gonna have to try it out. I always wear the SoftMotion straight legs, but this is gonna be a little bit new for me, a little bit out of my comfort zone. For sizing, this is going to be true to size to your normal Effortless sizing. So whatever size you normally get for Effortless bottoms, stick to that size. I do also find it to be true to size in length. So whatever size you normally get in the flares for either unified or SoftMotion, stick with that and I think you'll be just fine. If you're in between sizes though, I would definitely suggest sizing up for more comfort as well as sheerness. Next up, a new blue to Honor Active. This is going to be Ocean Blue. I really like this blue, guys. It kind of looks a bit tealish to me, not as green as Marine Teal that launched, gosh, during like the second birthday or third birthday, I believe. This definitely has a bit more blue in it for sure. So I'll go ahead and post color comparisons up here for you to see what this looks like compared against the other blues. But everything that is launching in Miss Ocean Blue is going to be the EasyLift Halter Bralette, which is what I'm wearing right now, the Effortless Halter Neck Bralette, Effortless shorts, as well as Effortless leggings. And then for lounge, we have the Raw Lounge Oversized hoodie, as well as the Raw Lounge wide leg joggers. Now I won't spend too long on this because I've talked about this bra multiple times at this point, but I am wearing a size extra small. This is the size that I normally get in this bra. I do size down because it has a very wide neckline, and as a gal who has a more narrow set chest and my chest sits lower as well, I find that in my normal size small, I do get quite a bit of gaping. So sizing down pretty much alleviates that issue almost entirely. Like I still get a little bit of looseness right there, but it's not nearly as wide of a gape as a size small gives me. So this is what it looks like on the side right there. This bra does come with removable cup pads, has a bottom band right here, so there's not going to be any write up whatsoever. We do have a thin bottom band back there that for me does not cut in whatsoever. It does have a good amount of stretch, and of course we have the halter neck strap here as well. For me, I'm able to wear this bra for like 2 to 3 hours max, but just like any other halter bra, it does get a bit uncomfortable after some time, so definitely keep that in mind if you do have sensitivity in your neck. But otherwise, this bra is very true to size, and if you're in between sizes and have a smaller bust, I would say size down. If you have a larger bust, I would definitely say go on and size up. Alrighty friends, last but not least, to close out days 1 through 6, we have the return of Miss Slate Blue. It has been so long since we've seen Slate Blue. I genuinely don't even remember the last time. I think I bought Slate Blue Effortless during one of their first ever birthday collections, so this is very nostalgic for me. I'll go ahead and post fabric comparisons up here for you to see, but we don't have a lot to show just because, again, we haven't seen Slate Blue in a hot minute. Pieces that are launching in this colorway are going to be the SoftMotion Minimal Halter Neck Bralette, SoftMotion Halter Neck Mid Vest, as well as the full length vest, SoftMotion Jacket, high-waisted leggings, straight leg bottoms, the cotton baby t-shirt, and then we have True Blue as well, launching in the woven track jacket, the woven track shorts, as well as the woven track pant. I do have the SoftMotion Halter Neck full length vest to share. This has already launched back in Outdoor Active Rest Day, but I didn't have the full length vest to share. Now that I do, I'll go ahead and pop graphics up here sharing what the difference is between this and the mid-length vest. This is definitely hitting over my hip bones by like a good inch and a half or so. And because this is made in SoftMotion, very stretchy, very forgiving, but otherwise similar details as the current halter neck mid vest that I've reviewed multiple times at this point. It has, of course, the halter neck, soft V-neck right here, built-in shelf bra with removable cup pads. Turning to the back, you're going to have a lower back with the Honor Active embroidered logo go in the center right there. I was like, where is it? Very comfortable, no digging in whatsoever. I have loads of space right here for my lats to sit in. And then this vest is covering like the top of my glutes. I've honestly been loving the full length for it to be like tucked into my joggers. Like anything oversized, I love. A tight little top with like big baggy bottoms is my vibe. So I've been loving the full length vests for that reason. But this top is going to be true to size. If you're in between sizes and have a smaller bust, I would recommend sizing down. Otherwise, if you have a larger bust, size up, just because again, it's a halter neck and we're fighting gravity here if you have a larger bust, but generally speaking, it is true to size. Alrighty friends, that is gonna be it for this video. I hope that you found it helpful, that you enjoyed. Let me know what colors that you have your eye on. I've been loving this color palette, the pieces, everything. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all are not ready for the final 6 days because it just gets crazier and crazier from here. Just stay tuned for day 7 because that day is freaking crazy. But anywho, if you have any questions, pop them down below. I'll be more than happy to help you guys out with sizing or just any general questions that you have. And with this being days 1 through 6, you can expect for days 7 through 12 to be posted on the 12th day, which is launch day, December 11th. And general launch is at 11 a.m. Central Time. My video will go up before that, so do not fret. If you found this helpful, then definitely make sure to bookmark my support link right down here, as well as my code. Shopping via my link and my code supports me and lets the team know that I helped you out. I will see you guys tomorrow for another Vlogmas episode, which you'll probably be seeing that color anyway. But yeah, stay tuned, subscribe, like, all the things, and follow me over on TikTok and Instagram because I will be posting there daily. But otherwise, I'll see y'all tomorrow. So bye.